Hi, I'm Judge Herman Marable Jr., and I'm running for re-election to Flint 68th District Court. I've had the honor and pleasure of serving my fellow Flint residents for the past 12 years as your 68th District Judge. I've been committed to this community. I was born in Flint, and I've been a City of Flint resident for almost 50 years. I'm asking that you cast one of your 2 votes for me on November 6th. You have to go to the judicial section of the ballot, which will be on the back of page 1 in the City of Flint this year. I've served as a Genesee County Assistant Prosecutor as well as a 68th District Judge with only over 20 years in the justice system. I've been recognized nationally for using innovative sentencing. Sometimes I will sentence nonviolent offenders to do community service to help clean up our neighborhoods. My 20 years experience in our justice system has taught me that a key to fighting crime starts with educating and investing in our young people. That's why I started the Judge Marable Student of the Month, Student of the Year program in 2004. I've awarded savings bonds to nearly 70 students and provided mentoring and job shadowing opportunities to them. I believe we also have to respect our elders. That's why I established the Herman Senior and Iris Marable Senior Citizen of the Month program, to recognize and salute those senior citizens who have contributed to our community. It's very important in this election that people know that justice is not for sale. I will not take campaign money from regular users of the court, like the Landlords Association, process servers, or even collection agencies. It might be legal to do so, but to me, it's just not right. Other candidates in this race have recently obtained addresses in the city to run for this job. And other candidates might tell you what they plan to do. But I have a dozen years on the bench where you can see what I've stood for and that I have stood with and for the people of the city of Flint. I think that Flint people know that Judge Marable stands with them, and I'm here for the long haul. I've successfully fought to make sure dangerous felons were not placed on a tether. I've locked up metal thieves who have stripped our city, and I order landlords to install smoke detectors in rental units where our children sleep. I stand with and for Flint. Attributes that make me the best choice for the job. I bring fairness, experience, commitment, integrity, diligence, all to the table. I'm fair and I'm diligent in performing my duties. I bring 12 years as a judge and 9 years as a prosecutor to the table. That's over 20 years. I'm a man of integrity, and as I said, I've lived here for almost 50 years. I understand the community and the people who live here. Crime, violence, poverty, a challenged education system, drugs, gangs, unemployment, a lack of resources for the city, and the courts make Flint a challenging place to perform judicial functions. Let's face it, Flint has been going through tough times, but people know that I am involved with our community even when there isn't an election going on. I'm fully engaged, and that connection has made me a better judge. There is no substitute for the community and legal experience that I bring to the courtroom. What changes would I make to better serve the jurisdiction? 68th District Court, unfortunately, has not had a probation department for about a year now. This is the second time in about 6 years that the probation department was eliminated. To me, this is a very critical problem. Reportedly, we may be the only district court in the state of Michigan without a probation department. The choice to eliminate the probation department was made by then Chief Judge Archie Heyman in a cost-cutting move. I oppose this move. This situation, in my opinion, is a gross disservice to the residents of our town. I believe it also poses a hazard to our community. There are offenders that have committed new crimes when they did not have a probation officer to report to. Keep in mind that Flint is one of the most violent cities in America. We have a jail that is overcrowded and obsolete, and the court's funding source, the city of Flint, is under the control of the emergency financial manager. Funding for a probation department has not been forthcoming. There are offenders who may not need to be locked up, but should be monitored by a probation officer. As judges, we don't have all the tools we need to serve the community properly. If I'm reelected, I'm committed to working on this issue. I think we should partner with our sister court, the 67th District Court, and even the state of Michigan or others to address this problem. Reduction of costs in judicial administration in my courtroom. Well, for the 68th District Court, this is not a theoretical question. For over 10 years, our court has had to face 2 emergency financial managers for our funding unit. We've faced mid-year budget cuts every year, and we've had to lay off staff, and our staff has had to face wage cuts. When I came to the court 12 years ago, we had almost 70 employees working at the 68th District Court. We're down to about 35 employees. I've been willing to support smart ways of assigning employees to different court functions. For example, for my courtroom, our court officers, and they are like bailiffs, are assigned to courtrooms based upon the types of cases being heard at the time. The judges have to share staff, and I've supported that concept. I don't mind sharing staff when it makes sense to do so. The last question, what are the greatest obstacles to justice, if any? I think there are 2 things that I would discuss. One, there is an access issue for low and moderate income people in our community who want to access the court. Most of the people who access the court do not have attorneys in civil cases. This is a problem when they don't understand the process. Courts must be accessible to everyone, whether you're rich or poor. This can also be a big problem in criminal cases as well, especially if you don't understand the ramifications of some of the cases and situations that you face, even on misdemeanor crimes. It can be very frustrating to see some unrepresented people making choices that will negatively impact their lives because they haven't gotten advice from legal counsel. I favored reforming the public defender system at our court for years, and I still continue to favor that. A second obstacle to justice that I would point out too is that the jail overcrowding problem has caused people in our community to lose faith in the criminal justice system. People with warrants, even felony warrants, are not being lodged. And too often, prisoners are being released before they've completed the sentences that judges have given to them. Crime victims in our community deserve to have justice as well. People have lost faith in the system, and I think it's time that our community has a discussion and our citizens have the opportunity to vote on whether or not the jail should be expanded and how the project would be funded, and whether or not we should take a more comprehensive approach to fighting crime. Time does not permit me to discuss everything I'd like to, so please go to my website, judgemarable.net. Thank you to the League, and God bless all of you.